Hi, welcome back to the CA class. Very good morning to everyone. I hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to cover 23rd February CA. In the last class, I have covered 22nd Feb with you. And I hope the audio and video is good. Okay, so let's begin with the class. First section we have ESI Finance and Business category. The news is coming from Competition Commission of India. Competition Commission of India has introduced draft CCI determination of cost of production regulations 2025. Now, what are these draft regulations proposed by CCI? First of all, remember the name CCI determination of cost of product. कॉस्ट डिटरमिन करने के लिए कुछ चेंजेस इन्होंने किए सो इट विल बी समथिंग रिलेटेड टू कॉस्ट टू अलाइन इट विद अमेंडमेंट्स अंडर कॉम्पिटिशन एक्ट 2023 and to modernize the competition laws in the context of global best practices. Modernize the laws, align them with the global practices. This is the purpose. So what is the thing and what are the changes? First of all, see, Competition Commission of India does what? Competition Commission of India ensures fair market competition, right? It ensures that there is no such practice in the market which is leading to monopoly kind of activities or which is leading to advantage to certain groups of people. All right. So this is the thing, and regulation related to market value is considered here. So the changes proposed regulation seeks to update methodology for determining production costs in predatory pricing cases and defining the cost benchmark for assessing the regulatory predatory pricing. So basically it is related to predatory pricing. As I told you, they want to ensure fair competition. The concept of predatory pricing is important. What is predatory pricing? Predatory pricing क्या होता है? It is when you substantially keep your prices low, even sometimes below your cost, to eliminate the competition, and once the competition is eliminated, you again increase the price of the product. So this is predatory pricing. Are you getting my point? Yes or no? Even sometimes, see, generally what a producer behavior is, they want to cover their cost and they want to gain profit. But to eliminate the competition in the market, you will reduce the prices so much, sometimes even below your cost which you have incurred, if you can sustain, so that everyone gets out of the market. And then once it happens, you get into the competition again, you raise the price again. This is predatory pricing. Now they want to ensure there is no such thing happening, and predatory pricing, as I told you, is an economic principle that is anti-competitive practice. Anti-competitive followed by a dominant firm setting up prices below the cost to eliminate it. Now what does the draft regulation proposes? Draft regulation has replaced market value with average total cost. आपको सिर्फ इतना ध्यान रखना है, ज़्यादा डिटेल में नहीं जाना है, सिर्फ whatever you need to remember from here is what is the new mechanism, because to assess whether someone is involved in predatory pricing kind of mechanism or not, these procedures have been changed, right? So predatory pricing, replacing market value with average total cost. Also they have proposed to amend the concept. So determination of the cost is proposed to be amended from the cost concept such as avoidable cost, long run average incremental cost, market value to average total cost. जितना भी cost का determination था, now it will be average total cost. Average total cost क्या होती है? Total cost, average of the total cost, right? So average total cost will be taken up in place of your earlier mechanism. Market value नहीं होगा, to average total cost they have shifted as a factor of determination of cost. Now why this change has been done? This change has been done to assess whether you are involved in predatory pricing or not. अगर आप predatory pricing में involved हैं, so it is anti-competitive. उसको calculate कैसे किया जाएगा? If you have set the prices below your cost, for that purpose cost will be not the market value, cost will be your average total cost. This is the thing. Tell me yes or no. Did you get this point coming from CCI? So you just need to remember now market value will be average total cost to check on predatory pricing. This is the entire news. Sorry. So I hope it is clear. Now moving ahead. Next news we have is Prime Minister has nominated 10 people. Now this can also be important. Prime Minister has nominated 10 people to help fight obesity. In a campaign against obesity, 10 people have been nominated by the Prime Minister. Who are these 10 people? So this is a campaign against obesity. Obesity, you see, is a lifestyle disorder. Also, food habits से related है. So this is the thing. 10 people. Your Jammu Kashmir Chief Minister, then Anand Mahindra, actor Mohanlal, Bhojpuri singer, all these are the people in the list. You can go through the list. Weightlifter Mirabai Chanu, shooting champion Manu Bhakar, Infosys co-founder Nandan Nilekani, actor R. Madhavan, singer Shreya Ghoshal, and philanthropist MP Sudha Murthy. So these are the 10 people nominated by the Prime Minister in a campaign against obesity. Remember this thing. You can remember the names, they are quite famous. Now moving on to regulatory bodies news. Regulatory body news, we have this news very important coming from SEBI. SEBI is looking to expand the definition of qualified institutional buyers, QIBs, and remove 200 investor cap, allowing angel funds to access a broader pool of accredited investors. So basically, SEBI is doing what? SEBI wants to remove this 200 investor cap, also wants to expand the definition of QIB, qualified institutional buyers. Qualified institutional buyers क्या होते हैं? आप सबको पता है, they are high net worth investors, and QIBs are more reliable method to invest, reliable way to invest. And what is this 200 investor cap? I will be coming to it. First, you need to understand the news. See, generally what happens is, first you need to remember what is the cap. So currently if you see the angel funds क्या होते हैं? They provide the initial investment to startups. They generally provide funding support to these startups. Now angel funds, they provide investment opportunities to investors, even though actual investment per company are limited to 200. इसमें क्या है? Actual investment जो है per company which you can provide through angel funds is limited to 200, right? So they are saying that we will be removing this cap, but one very important thing, you have to bring in accredited investors. This is the thing here, okay? So via angel funds, if you are raising the money, so private placement अगर आप कर रहे हो, right? IPO के through नहीं, you are issuing your shares to certain specific group of people. उसके through, if you are raising fund, that limit is 200. So total number of investors associated with angel funds 200, that can be expanded. So basically any startup can now raise funds more than 200 investors, but then they have to be accredited investors. This is the entire news. Remember, accredited क्यों होना चाहिए? Accredited मतलब क्या? Accredited investors, they have certain backing, right? There are individual accrediting institutions, those who provide this accreditation. So that has to be accredited because they want that investors should be worthy of investing. They should be financially sound. They should have a good financial background, right? This is the entire thing. So this is removal of cap. Angel funds के through भी अगर आप पैसा ले रहे हैं as a startup, more than 200 can be there, but these investors have to be accredited. This is the thing. QIBs के थ्रू ले सकते हैं, एंजल फंड्स के थ्रू, बट दी कैच इज 200 का हमने क्या हटा दिया? दे हैव टू बी accredited investors. This is the entire crux of the news. No need for any confusion, right? So remember that. Now next news is RBI, after reviewing the bank's liquidity position in consultation with the administrator, has decided to allow a deposit withdrawal of up to 25,000 per depositor for your NCB. एनसीबी जो आपका बैंक है उस पर कुछ restrictions लगे हुए थे अभी because of certain financial discrepancies and all. So depositors were not allowed to withdraw the money, right? But now after they have reviewed the bank's condition, they are allowing 25,000 per depositor withdrawal. Remember, withdrawal of up to rupees 25,000 per depositor from 27th Feb 2025. Okay, and with this new relaxation, more than 50% of the total depositors will be able to withdraw their entire balances. Then next, moving on to national news. National news mein also we have this important news coming from TRAI. The Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, has recommended that authorization fee for DTH service operators be slashed from 3% to 3% from earlier 8%, right? So what is this authorization fee or DTH services के लिए ही क्यों? Authorization fee, first of all, they pay a fees to the government for getting the license. लाइसेंस लेने के लिए उनको कुछ फीस पे करनी पड़ती है, दैट इज योर ऑथराइजेशन फी. नाउ इट वाज हायर एट 8%. ट्राई हैज रिकमेंडेड टू रिड्यूस इट टू 3%. हाउ मच? 3%, right? Why? The question is why? Because they, and also they are having a plan to eliminate the fee entirely after 26-27. They are planning that 26-27 tak they will be phasing out this method of fee, authorization fee. They want your DTH operators, DTH services to be in par with IPTV service providers. So presently the market is dominated by them, right? IPTV, the set-top box service providers. So DTH और सेट टॉप बॉक्स दोनों को इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटीज प्रोवाइड करने के लिए दिस इज द डिसीजन कमिंग फ्रॉम ट्राई. सेट टॉप बॉक्स आपने देखा होगा, सेट टॉप बॉक्स काइंड ऑफ TV we have right now in our homes, right? So this is to provide them fair market opportunity, because when they pay this much high authorization fee, it becomes a cost for them only, right? So this is to ensure good competition to DTH services. That's why the decision is coming, and remember it has been slashed to 3%, the authorization fee for DTH service providers. 3% of what? 3% of their adjusted gross revenue. Also, they have recommended the interoperability of set-top boxes to ensure consumer choices and removal of existing 100 crore minimum net worth requirement for IPTV service providers. IPTV service providers के लिए भी है जो set-top box service providers होते हैं, 100 crore minimum net worth requirement है existing, 100 crore minimum net worth requirement है, but now they will be eliminating this. So these are the two important decisions coming from here. Then next is Topographies of Tents, Terracotta and Time, an international art exhibition. This is Topographies of Tents, Terracotta and Time. ये exhibition जो है, it was recently held at Srishti Art Gallery in Hyderabad in February 2025. So remember just location, the exhibition held at Hyderabad. What is the title? Topographies of Tents, Terracotta and Time. This is an international exhibition. The next one is coming गिनीज वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड, देश का प्रकृति परीक्षण अभियान. सो इंडियाज देश का प्रकृति परीक्षण अभियान हैज सिक्योर्ड 5 गिनीज वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड्स. 5 Guinness World Records. So this is significant, okay? 5 Guinness World Records, reinforcing the country's dedication to holistic healthcare and global prominence of Ayurveda. Ayurveda में India is positioning itself again and again at top, right? So देश का प्रकृति परीक्षण अभियान जो है, it has clinched this Guinness World Record, and the National Commission for Indian System of Medicine has concluded the first phase of the campaign. This is for promotion of Ayush methodology of medicines. Ayush पद्धति को promote करने के लिए the entire campaign has been launched. We have been successful and we have created 5 Guinness World Records. So remember this thing, Ayush system को promote करने के लिए. And what is this body? National Commission for Indian System of Medicine. This is a statutory body, remember. It's statutory body hai because it has been established by a parliamentary act. What is the act? It has been constituted under National Commission for Indian System of Medicine 2020. It consists of 29 members, those who are appointed by the central government, and ministry, of course, is Ministry of Ayush. The concerned ministry would be Ministry of Ayush. Remember that. Then next we have is Bharat Tech Triumph program has been launched under Create in India Challenge. So recently you see Wave Summit में lot of challenges are ongoing. The audio visual summit, Wave Summit. इसमें another challenge has been launched, which is Bharat Tech Triumph program to position India's gaming talent globally, basically showcase India's gaming talent globally. And the winners, they will be presenting their innovations at Game Developers Conference 2025 in San Francisco and Wave Summit in India. So you see, Wave Summit kahan honi hai? India mein, right? So Wave Summit, location India, and you also have to remember the location of this Game Developers Conference. Game Developers Conference is set to happen in San Francisco. San Francisco, okay? And which ministry is the concerned ministry here? The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Organizing partner is Interactive Entertainment and Innovation Council. Then moving on to state news now. That is it about national news. State news. Uttarakhand Cabinet has approved Bhu Kanun, Land Law Amendment Bill. Bhu Kanun. उत्तराखंड कैबिनेट ने अप्रूव किया है भू कानून टू रेगुलेट लैंड ट्रांजैक्शंस इन्वॉल्विंग नॉन रेसिडेंट्स. जितने भी नॉन रेसिडेंट्स है स्टेट में, उनसे रिलेटेड लैंड ट्रांजैक्शंस को पर्टिकुलरली रेगुलेट करने के लिए. रिमेंबर, नॉन रेसिडेंट्स रिलेटेड लैंड ट्रांजैक्शंस, because they want to protect, Uttarakhand's own heritage, cultural heritage, natural resources, citizens' rights. So what are the points? Let's see. It introduces a blanket ban on agricultural land purchase in 11 hill districts and imposes restrictions and land restrictions for residential purposes. बहुत सारे states में ये चीज है. जो non-residents हैं, those who are outside the state, who are not the domicile of the state, you cannot purchase the land over there, right? Northeastern states में भी आप जाओगे, you cannot purchase the land, you cannot do agricultural activity, agricultural land purchase भी नहीं कर सकते. So यहाँ पर भी 11 hill districts में उत्तराखंड के the bill has introduced clear-cut ban on agricultural land purchase 11 hill districts में, and also restrictions on land transactions for residential purpose. Residential purpose के लिए भी आप land transactions नहीं कर सकते. Like Dehradun, Pauri Garhwal, Tehri Garhwal, Uttarkashi, all these are the areas in which this ban has been imposed. So this is important decision coming from Uttarakhand, remember. And land purchase is still allowed in, कहाँ पर allowed है? जहाँ पर allowed है, that is few number of districts, right? So it is always easy to remember few number of districts as compared to more number of districts. So it is allowed in Haridwar and Udham Singh Nagar districts. Haridwar and Udham Singh Nagar districts में it is still allowed, land purchase is still allowed, but these almost 11 areas it is banned now. All right. Then you have Rajasthan Deputy Chief Minister and Finance Minister Diya Kumari has presented state's first green budget. So Rajasthan has recently presented a green budget. Green budget total outlay कितना है 5.37 lakh crores, and allocation for green initiatives is important. 27,854 crores. 27,854 crore rupees they have allocated to green initiatives. So the focus of Rajasthan's budget is green initiative or green budget. Next is Haryana Witness Protection Scheme 2025. Nayab Singh Saini led government has rolled out Haryana Witness Protection Scheme. Witness Protection Scheme क्या है? To ensure protection of the witnesses. Because state now, the state of Haryana is now in a process to implement the new criminal laws. जो हमारे 3 नए क्रिमिनल लॉज हैं उनको इंप्लीमेंट करने की प्रोसेस में है, तो विटनेसेस को प्रोटेक्ट करना भी बहुत जरूरी है टू एंश्योर फेयर जुडिशरी, isn't it? And this scheme will be applicable to witness of those offences that are punishable with death, life imprisonment or imprisonment up to 7 years and above. ऐसे जितने भी केसेस हैं जिनमें either the punishment is death, life imprisonment, 7 years imprisonment or above imprisonment, इनके जितने भी witnesses हैं, they want to provide them protection. Because witnesses are important, right? Their health is always at a risk if they are witness of these kind of incidents. So this is coming from Haryana. Then next is Assam to recognize Batao faith. So Bodoland Territorial Region Government in Assam has officially included Bataoism as an option in the religion column. So basically this religion is being practiced by Bodo tribes, particularly in Assam. Assam में कुछ tribes हैं, those tribes, they practice this religion. So that's why Assam has officially included Bataoism as an option in religion column. Okay, including admission forms, birth, death certificates, sub mein it will be there. So remember this thing coming from Assam. Now moving on to international news. Geological studies, they have revealed that northern region of Iraq, particularly around the Zagros mountains, is experiencing slow but significant geological changes. बहुत सारे geological changes हो रहे हैं, and recent studies they have clearly mentioned, geological studies have mentioned that particularly the Zagros mountains around Iraq, they are experiencing significant geological changes, like sinking oceanic slab, oceanic bottom भी sink हो रहा है, and lot of climate change impacts can be seen over there. This is the thing. Then we have science and tech. So the European Space Agency has medically approved British astronaut John McFall. British astronaut John McFall, a former Paralympian with a prosthetic leg for long duration space missions, and McFall was selected in 2022 for ESA's Fly Feasibility Study. Remember, which study? Fly Feasibility Study. So McFall was selected for this Fly Feasibility, which will assess viability of astronauts with any kind of physical disabilities in the space. So this person, remember the name John McFall, will be there in Fly Feasibility Study of European Space Agency. Then moving on to defense. First, BSF Punjab Frontier has organized Border Men Marathon 2024 in Amritsar. Recently, BSF has organized this Border Men Marathon in Amritsar. Theme is hand in hand with border population. Hand in hand with border population. Hand in hand with border population. Remember the theme. BSF ने organize किया है. Then next is India Bangladesh agreed to launch new hotline between the border forces. So India and Bangladesh, they have decided to establish a new communication link between the deputy commanders of their border guarding forces. New hotline. It is for effective communication between the border guarding forces of both the countries, India and Bangladesh. So just remember this, with which country? India and Bangladesh. Then next, reports, rankings and indices segment. First, study says India's suicide death rates have dropped 30% from 1990 to 2021 according to Lancet study. So this study, the Lancet study, it says India mein suicide rate has declined 30%. That is good. So 30% decline in India's suicide death rate from 1990 to 2021. Okay, remember. And if we divide it gender wise, so female suicide rate has also declined and male suicide rate has also declined. And the National Suicide Prevention Strategy, this can be important, remember, because this report is in news. Data of the report might not be so much of importance, but what you need to remember here is what is this National Suicide Prevention Strategy? This strategy 2022 aims to reduce suicide mortality by 10% by 2030. This is something you can remember, it can be important. Okay. So we have a National Suicide Prevention Strategy to reduce the suicide mortality by 10% by 2030. Then next is the report by Bain and Company and NASSCOM outlines a technology roadmap to position India as a high-income developed economy by 2047 with a projected GDP of about 23 to 35 trillion US dollars. So basically this report projects a technological roadmap, how via this roadmap you can achieve high income category status for India by 2047, and the projected GDP will be of about 23 to 35 trillion dollars if you want to be there. Okay. Five key sectors have also been highlighted here which can contribute to this growth. These are electronics, energy, chemicals, automotive and services. Remember, with these sectors we can be in the high income group by 2047. Okay, these are the five key sectors: electronics, energy, chemicals, automotive and services. Remember. Now moving on to awards. First thing, honorary knighthood medal presented to Sunil Bharti Mittal, the founder and chairman of Bharti Enterprises, has received this honorary knighthood commander of the most excellent order of British Empire. Okay, so Sunil Bharti Mittal has received this for contributions in business relations and all. Then next is Prime Minister's Awards for Excellence in Public Administration 2024. Yes, so this is also important. Remember, Government of India has approved the scheme for Prime Minister's Awards for Excellence in Public Administration 2024. Excellence in Public Administration Prime Minister Awards are there. अभी सिर्फ अप्रूव हुए हैं, so the static information will be there. Via this, want to recognize contribution of civil servants. Okay, they want to recognize the contribution of civil servants, and three categories are there. So remember how many categories will be there? Three categories are there. Okay, under three categories, these awards have been approved. Category 1 is holistic development of districts. Those civil servants who have contributed to holistic development of districts under 11 priority sector programs. Okay, 5 awards will be there in category 1. Then category 2, aspirational blocks program. Aspirational districts की तरह aspirational blocks program में those administrators or civil servants who have provided best performance, under this also 5 awards will be conferred. And category 3 is innovations for central ministries and departments. How much you have involved in innovative ideas, right? Under this, remember, 6 awards will be provided. So remember these three things. 3 categories, 5, 5, 6 are the awards. ट्रॉफी होगी, इसमें एक स्क्रॉल होगा, एंड इंसेंटिव ऑफ 20 लाख रुपीज विल बी देयर टू will be awarded to the district organization, and that award will be utilized for implementation of the further programs. अपने पर्सनल यूज के लिए नहीं यूटिलाइज होगा 20 लाख रुपए का अमाउंट. The 20 lakh rupees amount will be utilized for further implementation of these programs. Okay, and these awards will be conferred by Prime Minister on 21st April 2025 on the occasion of Civil Services Day. So on the occasion of Civil Services Day only, these awards will be conferred on 21st April 2025. So remember this date also. Now moving on to sports news. First is 2025 New Delhi Marathon. New Delhi Marathon. Winner is Man Singh in men's category and Bhagirathi Bisht in women's category. This was 10th edition. And Global Memory Championship. Next is Global Memory Championship. It has been won by your Vishwa Rajkumar. Okay, Global Memory Championship, Vishwa Rajkumar. Appointments, first one is Friedrich Merz, new Chancellor of Germany. That can be important. Friedrich Merz has been appointed as new Chancellor of Germany, and Sid Swaminathan has been appointed as CEO of Geo BlackRock. Conferences, you have Prime Minister inaugurating first Soul Leadership Conclave. Soul Leadership, सोल का कॉन्टेक्स्ट पहले भी आया हुआ है. वी हैव डिस्कस सोल लीडरशिप. So Prime Minister has inaugurated, remember which edition? First edition of the SOUL. SOUL stands for School of Ultimate Leadership. School of Ultimate Leadership Conclave at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. Right? Who is the guest of honor? Guest of honor is Bhutan Prime Minister Dasho Shering Tobge. So here the name of the guest of honor can be important. Guest of honor is Bhutanian Prime Minister Dasho Shering Tobge. And what is this SOUL? School of Ultimate Leadership. School of Ultimate Leadership में lot of topics they are deliberating about that students should focus upon. Also not taking stress of the examination and all. Right? So these have been discussed. Also remember a dedicated SOUL campus will be set up near Gift City, Gujarat. वर्ल्ड क्लास लीडरशिप ट्रेनिंग, लीडरशिप में ट्रेन करने के लिए, कॉन्करेंट इशूज में लीडरशिप प्रोवाइड कराने के लिए. राइट. Then next is person in news. So you have in athletics Hangzhou Asian Games bronze medalist Gulveer Singh. Gulveer Singh has created history by becoming first Indian to break 13-minute barrier in men's 5,000 meter indoor race. So this is the record created. That's why remember Gulveer Singh, the Hangzhou Asian Games bronze medalist, has created history, breaking 13-minute barrier in men's 5,000 meter indoor race game. 12 minute 59.77 seconds के साथ this record has been created. And that is it about 23rd February CA. Now it's time for the top 5 MCQs. Just a second. First question for all of you. Competition Commission of India has introduced draft CCI regulations to allow the amendments, to align the amendments under the Competition Amendment Act 2023. And you have to tell me the draft regulation replaces market value for the calculation of predate repricing. It has replaced market value with which of the following? Tell me, everyone. The draft regulations have replaced market value with which of the following? Average cost, total variable cost, average marginal cost, average total cost, none of the above. Which of the following now will be used in instead of market value? Anyone? Yes, anyone? So that is your average total cost. Right? Remember, market value की जगह average total cost will be taken into consideration to analyze whether someone is involved in predatory pricing or not. So remember, average total cost. Option D is the right answer here. Next question. SEBI is looking to expand the definition of QIBs and also remove which or how many numbers of investor cap, allowing angel funds to access broader pool of accredited investors. So basically, see, you have your angel funds, ठीक है? Angel funds, उनको investment मिलता है बहुत सारे investors से, जिस पे cap थी कि सिर्फ 200 हो, sorry, I have told you the answer. Yes, so 200 is there, 200 हो सकते हैं, but now it is saying, ठीक है, we are removing this 200 cap. But you can access funds from n number of investors. They have to be accredited. This is what I have told you already. And then you can invest in 2 startups. Got that point? So this was 200 investors limit, option C, which has now been removed. But then the investors have to be accredited. Next, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, has recommended authorization fee for DTH service operators to be slashed to how much percentage of their adjusted gross revenue from the present 8%. अभी 8% जो है उससे कितना कम प्रपोज किया है. What is the reduction in the authorization fee, the license fee which these DTH operators pay to the government has been proposed by TRAI. From current 8%, it has been proposed to be reduced to 3%, remember. A is the right option here. Sorry. Just a second. So 3%. A is the right option. Okay. Now next question. Recent study has highlighted 30% decline in India's suicide death rate. You need to tell me what is India's national suicide prevention strategy, which is to reduce the suicide mortality by 10%. This target is for which year? Up to which year? 10% by which year? So 10% reduction by 10% by 2030, remember, okay? By 2030. Option D. Next question. European Space Agency has medically approved an astronaut, John McFall, for a Paralympian, a former Paralympian for long duration space missions. So long duration space missions के लिए this astronaut will be there, has been recently approved. You have to tell me which mission the astronaut is associated with. McFall has been selected for which of the following missions, under which they want to test whether the persons with any form of physical disability can also go into the space missions. Very good. The correct answer here is option C. Fly feasibility. Is it feasible to send on space missions these astronauts, those who have any kind of disability? So C is the right answer here. And this is your learning exercise for today. In athletics, who among the following has created history by becoming first Indian to break 13-minute barrier in men's 5,000 meter indoor race? You have to tell me which of the following players has created history. This is your homework question. You will be telling me the answers in the comment section. Last class mein the question I gave you was, what is the theme of this year's Financial Literacy Week being organized by RBI? So yes, the theme is Financial Literacy, Women's Prosperity. This is the correct answer for the last question. Women's literacy, financial literacy, women's prosperity. Financial literacy, women's prosperity. And the question which I gave you today, I want you to answer in the comment section. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Revise it properly, and I hope you have enjoyed the class. Satyen, I would suggest you, although it is sufficient, whatever we are covering in the class, but I would suggest you to go through the PDF same day. Go through the content same day after the class. It will help you in better memorization. Okay? Also, there are certain news which are not required to be discussed in the class, but will be mentioned to be on a safer side in the PDF. So, you might find certain extra news which are not to be required to be discussed in the classroom, right? So it will always be helpful, and I would suggest you same day revision karo, same day. Whenever you have watched the class, after that immediately, if it is possible, go through the content and just comprehend it, usme highlight kar lo. One more thing, whatever I am telling you is important in the class, highlight it simultaneously in your PDF. So that's how you will be able to revise it at the end. That's what I can suggest you, right? Okay. उससे आपको सारी न्यूज नहीं देखनी पड़ेंगी. Whatever is important will be revised just before the examination. This is my suggestion. Okay. Anything else? Anyone? Anything else? All right then. Thank you so much. See you in the next session. Till then, have a great day.